This video looks at the number of IATF 16949 third-party issued certificates. And what we're going to be doing is having a look at the distribution of those certificates around the world. So Niall, the first question then, by the end of 2021, how many IATF 16949 certificates have been issued?
So 81,488 have been issued globally. And I can tell you that's probably about 1% up from the same time in 2020. So a very slight increase in the overall number of certificates.
Right. No, that's interesting. And then Devin, I don't think it will be any surprise to people who is number one in the country ranking. Could you break that news to us?
Yeah. So as staying kind of consistent, China is the number one country that has the most IATF certificates with 41,000, a little over 41,000. So a little over half of all IATF certificates.
Right. And I know there is a lot of IATF focus on the management of the scheme within China and the communication with the Chinese government, etc. So, no, that's an interesting statistic. Now, number 2 and number 3 globally. Tell us a little bit about those countries.
Yeah, and again, Paul, just for information, the top 10 combined account for more than 83% of all certificates. So these are this is the classic 80-20. And yes, so behind China, as you say, we almost needed a new scale for the number of certificates in China. But behind China, we've got India and Korea as the next two major centres of automotive manufacturing. So India with just over 6,000 certificates, 6,200. And the Republic of Korea, just over 5,000 certificates.
Yeah. And then, Devin, just looking at the rest of the distribution in the top 10, do you see any significant changes in the last year for any of the countries that we will see on the screen?
There's little movement. It looks like Germany went down just a little bit. United States stayed about the same. Thailand seems to be up a little bit, but mostly it's pretty steady within those countries.
Yeah. And obviously 2021 was a very challenging year for many organizations, and survival, I guess, was at the top of many organizations' list. So, I think for the numbers to stay fairly level through that period is an achievement of everybody included within the scheme. I think there's still a lot of organizations in the automotive supply chain that are endeavouring to move forward with IATF, but perhaps their progress was stalled because of the issues around COVID. So, Niall, what do you see? Do you have any feeling about how the numbers are going to grow in 2022?
Hopefully, again, we envisage as things start to get back to normal. I think you're right, Paul. Organisations may, their journey towards certification may have stalled during the pandemic, but once we move through this phase, hopefully we will see new organisations coming into the scheme. We're obviously seeing an increase in the IATF OEM members, and that in itself should also drive some additional certification. It's interesting looking at the top 10 at the moment. I can see that Italy and Taiwan, there's one certificate in it. So Italy has one more certified organisation than Taiwan at the moment. So again, just in the sort of 1,500 number. I can tell you from a UK point of view, much smaller in terms of automotive manufacturing, somewhere around 530 certificates.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Niall and Devin, then for sharing that information. I'm sure we will repeat this at the end of 2022 and see how the certificate numbers have changed. Thank you.